Arabia, and just like that, and we are not happy with what or the situation they found themselves. So we will give you update concerning that. My name is Aliu Doma, and inshallah we will be interacting with some guests today on the program as always, so that we give you first-hand information on what is happening currently. First of all, let's start from giving you comprehensive flight update. We start from flight number 1, which departed Jeddah to Sokoto on the 4th of July with 426 pilgrims, 426 from Sokoto and 1 official. Flight number 2, flying us same on the 4th July 2023, that departed Jeddah to Lagos, and it carries 387 Ocean pilgrims and 2 officials. Flight number 3 on 4th July, Air Peace flight departed Jeddah to Lagos with 265 pilgrims and 4 officials. And flight number 4, flying us departed Jeddah to Lagos also on the 5th of July with 385 Ocean pilgrims and 4 officials. Flight number 5, flying us left Jeddah to Sokoto with 373 Zamfara State pilgrims on the 5th of July. Also, another flight NAS departed Jeddah to Sokoto with 426 pilgrims and 1 official. That's 425 from Sokoto, while 1 pilgrim there on board was from Zamfara State. And also flying us departed Jeddah to Lagos with 382 Ogun pilgrims and 5 officials. That is flight number 7. Flight number 8, Asman flight, which departed Jeddah to Jigawa with 400 Jigawa pilgrims. Flight number 9 departed Jeddah to Sokoto with 383 Zamfara pilgrims and 2 officials. Flight number 10 departed Jeddah to Lagos with 384 Ogun pilgrims and 1 official. Flight number 12 departed Jeddah to Sokoto with 410 Zamfara pilgrims. And flight number 13 departed Jeddah to Lagos with 370 pilgrims and 12 officials. 367 from Oshun, 2 from Borno, while 1 from Ogun. And the first flight by an indigenous air carrier, Max Air, came through from Jeddah to Bauchi with 523 pilgrims from Plateau State and 2 officials. That's flight number 14. And flight number 15 came with 348 pilgrims and 25 officials, 193 from Plateau State, while 209 from Benue. Flight number 16 has 387 pilgrims, 383 from Sokoto, while 4 from Borno. That's flight number 16. And flight number 17 departed Jeddah to Lagos with 385 Ogun pilgrims and 7 officials. Total, that's flight number 14, while number 17, I beg your pardon. Flight number 18 departed Jeddah to Sokoto with 409 Zamfara pilgrims, 6 Kebbi pilgrims, and 1 Sokoto pilgrims. Flight number 20 departed Jeddah to Jigawa with 148 Jigawa pilgrims and 2 armed forces on board. Flight number 20, Aero Contractors, which was the first flight by that particular carrier, Jeddah to Abuja with 472 Nasarawa pilgrims and 3 officials. Flight number 21 departed Jeddah to Sokoto with 385 Sokoto pilgrims and 2 officials. Flight number 22 departed Jeddah to Lagos with 372 Ocean pilgrims and 7 officials. That was on the 9th of July. And same 9th of July, flights departed Jeddah to Sokoto with 423 Zamfara pilgrims and 5 officials. On the 10th of July, flight number 24 departed Jeddah to Sokoto also with 382 Sokoto pilgrims, 1 from Borno and 1 from FCT. On the 10th as well, 10th July, the flights departed Jeddah to Lagos with 380 pilgrims and 7 officials. And on the 10th, the last flight for that day departed Jeddah to Bauchi with 437 plateau pilgrims and 106 officials. Flight number 27 departed Jeddah to Sokoto with 371 Zamfara pilgrims, and flight number 28 on the 11th of July departed Jeddah to Sokoto again with 382 Sokoto pilgrims and 5 officials. Flight number 29 departed Jeddah to Sokoto also with 377 Zamfara pilgrims, to bring the total airlift to 11,416. We still have more flights that took place yesterday. Flight number 30, Max Air, departed Jeddah to Bauchi with 550 Bauchi pilgrims and 4 officials. Also yesterday, another flight talking about Airpeace, a local carrier, departed Jeddah to Abuja with 316 pilgrims and 4 officials. Out of the pilgrims, 298 from FCT, River State with 2 pilgrims, Bayelsa with 3, Delta with 5, Imo State with 7, and Ondo State with 1 pilgrim. Then flight number 32 departed Jeddah to Lagos with 369 Lagos pilgrims and 7 officials, while another flight number 33 departed Jeddah to Maiduguri with 381 Yobe pilgrims and 5 officials. The last flight we have for yesterday, based on the information we got from Command and Control Center of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, is this one that flyers that departed Jeddah to Maiduguri also with 380 Yobe pilgrims and 5 officials, which totaled 13,380 pilgrims back home, with total number of 34 flights. Although if there are updates during the course of the program, we will still bring that to you before we conclude on today's program. We will try to establish contact with some of our guests, which inshallah we will have a conversation with them concerning the update. Meanwhile, we will take this particular information that came in, that it's official for 1445 Umrah, that is next Islamic calendar's year's Umrah season, begins for residents of Saudi Arabia and also GCC countries. The Saudi Arabia Ministry of Hajj and Umrah has announced the start of the Umrah season. That is for those who are planning to embark on the Umrah journey for next year. The ministry said that citizens and residents of Saudi Arabia, as well as citizens of the GCC countries and the residents who are living there, can now issue the necessary permits through the Nusuk and Tawakkalna applications. These are apps that you can use, normal mobile application that you can apply for visa and all the necessary information you need to know concerning the Umrah for next year. Nusuk, NUSUK, and also Tawakkalna applications. Those are the two. So it is noteworthy that the ministry had announced earlier they are welcome for the Umrah performers who are coming from outside Saudi Arabia, and the start of issuing the electronic visa for Umrah. The e-visa for Umrah can be requested from the Nusuk platform, the ministry said, noting that the pilgrims' arrival will start on the first day of Muharram month of 1445, which is just a few days away from today. The step of opening the Umrah season comes after the successful announcement of Hajj 2023 in order to enable further Muslims to perform the rituals of Umrah and visitation. It also aims to increase the quality of services provided for them in a way that achieves the goals of Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030. The launch of Nusuk and Tawakkalna apps by the ministry comes within its responsibility to serve the pilgrims through enabling them to issue the necessary permits to perform the Umrah visit. Visit the Raudat Sharif at the Prophet Mosque in accordance to the capacity approved by the concerned authorities. And they went further to say this is to ensure provision of spiritual and safe atmosphere while achieving regulatory controls in integration with Tawakkalna app to check on the integrity of the health status of the applicant for the permit. I think this Tawakkalna app was introduced during the COVID-19 pandemic to know the health state. It helps to monitor and ascertain the integrity of the health status of applicants for the Umrah. All right, without much ado, we will embark on a short break, and when we come back, we will take in contributions from our correspondent over there in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Stay with us, inshallah. We will continue. This magazine echoes of Hajj. And just like I said before going on that short break, we will be linking up with a guest from Saudi Arabia who will be giving us updates, inshallah. And we will have on the line Secretary of the Feeding Committee of National Hajj Commission of Nigeria. I will allow him to introduce himself when I get through to him. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Good morning here in Nigeria and good afternoon in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Thank you for joining us. Could you please go ahead to introduce yourself?
Thank you. Good morning, Nigeria. My name is Awal Ali Haladu. I am the Secretary of the National Feeding Committee for the 2023 Hajj, inshallah.
All right, so we will be talking about the responsibility of your committee in terms of decision of meals, choice of caterers, and also relating with Hajj authorities of Saudi Arabia. I want you to talk us through that.
Okay, thank you, my brother. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
First and foremost, as one of the regulating functions as inscribed in the Establishment Act of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NACON has the sole responsibility of accommodating Nigerian pilgrims in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. For feeding, to be specific, we have a process before even a caterer is engaged to meal. First, we roll out advertisement in Saudi national dailies for interested caterers to apply.
No.
And we have checklists and documentation that needs to be included. And all this is done online.
No.
And we come for pre-Hajj visits where these caterers, after submission, with of course a deadline, their applications are reviewed, and those that are successful after going rigorous screening, the list is out and sent to all the state Muslim Pilgrim Welfare Board to make their choice of caterers. So it is after making the choice of caterers, which of course will come with menu from the state based on specifics. You know, the menu that our brothers from the southeast, south, or southwest will be different from that of the northwest or north central, as the case may be.
No.
So those menus are what we follow strictly when eventually the pilgrims arrive in Saudi Arabia. But as I said, is a process. But my committee now will come in early so that we inspect these kitchens that these caterers are providing.
No.
We have a checklist as done by the National Hajj Commission.
No.
We go and check the food from expiry date to the hygiene to the cleanliness, location, and whatever you think that a healthy meal or where a healthy meal should be prepared, we take a look at it and give it either a pass mark or we reject outrightly if we feel the kitchen will not be conducive for food for our Nigerian contingent.
Now, so
when eventually
go ahead, please.
Sorry. But when eventually the pilgrims come into the kingdom, we make sure, very importantly, in collaboration with the Saudi authorities, which are in charge of health and hygiene,
No.
they are called the Baladia.
No.
We collaborate with them. They too have their own specifics. They are very strict
Mm.
in giving Nigerians in health issues. We collaborate with them and make sure that Nigerians get the best and quality for their money.
All right. So now, this question, you talk about the strictness or strict nature of the way Saudi authority take care of issue of hygiene and also health. What area can be worked upon to see how we take care of giving Nigerians their own specific meal in terms of delicacies that we are accustomed to? Because I was able to understand that there are a lot of agitations from so many Nigerians in terms of what they were served. They were not okay with the delicacies served by the caterers.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. As I said, National Health Commission is a regulatory body,
Yeah.
and we work based on documents, what we have on ground. And if you remember, I specifically talked about menu.
So what
And this menu
what did your
is
committee do to take care of that protest by some Nigerians who were not okay, who were not satisfied with the meal they got?
oh, I can tell you, I've been in the midst of about one. No, I won't call it protest. I call it more of like agitation.
Okay.
I've been in the middle of this for several this year,
Okay.
and what we do basically is call a meeting between the state pilgrim welfare officials, representative of some of the pilgrims,
Yeah.
the agitating, and the caterer. We sit down and review those meals that are initially agreed upon,
No.
and immediately we instruct the caterer to make sure they prepare meals that our pilgrims want. So the menu is just not cast in stone.
No.
It's something that can be reviewed, and we have done it, and it has been successful. I can assure you, I personally have tested amala. I've
Allah
tested
Akbar.
ubegiri
No.
and ewedu. I have tasted tuanda wa miyan kuka, semovita, miyan kuka, miyan taushe for the northern side,
No.
rice and fish and beans. These are some of the things that we found out that people are having problems with. But most importantly, I want to say
No.
the Saudis are not as spicy when it comes to food as we Nigerians are.
No.
So in most cases, we always insist that, and the caterers understand this, that they have to bring in people from Nigeria that will make these dishes, special dishes for our pilgrims.
No.
I agree with you, there were a little bit of hearsay, people complaining about food, but I can tell you right now,
No.
we don't have that issue anymore.
Alhamdulillah. We're glad to hear that.
Inshallah.
We're glad to hear that. And thank you very much for your updates on the program Assalam Peace Magazine Echoes of Hajj.
Thank you very much for having me, my brother.
All right. Do have a wonderful day ahead. And thank you very much, Abuja, for listening. This is how far we can go on today's edition. Time is not on our side. Do well to stay with us. Inshallah, tomorrow is another day. We will make a comeback with Assalam Peace Magazine Echoes of Hajj. And whenever we have updates, certainly I'm expecting a lot of flights, a movement from Saudi Arabia today back home to Nigeria, and tomorrow inshallah we will give you all of those updates, and we pray that Allah make their journey easy and a safe one back home. And don't forget, this program is still open for advert placement and sponsorship as well. It is Assalam Peace Magazine Echoes of Hajj on Voice of the People 96.1 FM Abuja. My name is Ali Udoma. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.